Hey folks, Rob back with another 64 gameplay. This time we're looking at the classic Thrust. Originally developed by Jeremy Smith, who was responsible for the original version released on the BBC Micro and Electron. And this conversion was published by Firebird in '86, so pretty short period between original ports. Let the demo run, and I'll sort of cover the basic storyline, which is you're a space pilot for some sort of rebel fleet, and you're tasked with collecting closure pods, which is a little circular thing, in order to power the Allied fleet. So the idea is you fly to each of these planets, rescue the pod, and try to destroy the planet. The game itself is very obviously inspired by Gravatar in the arcades. Now it's sort of out of the way, let's dive in. Unlike a lot of games, it's actually key control, and I think the first thing is no music is a bit of a downer, but so it's basically simple rotational controls with A and S. You have shift for thrust, return is for your cannon, and spacebar is for your secondary functions between a shield, a tractor beam to grab the pod, and a fuel scoop for collecting fuel. So as you can see there, you just rescued the pod, destroyed the reactor, and we've done the first planet. Now we get to the second planet, and this is where things start getting a little more complicated. So the first thing is, with the reactor, shooting it will temporarily disable enemy guns. The more you hit it, the longer the guns will be disabled for. And that's of course these guns. Where the challenge is you don't want to hold it down long enough that you accidentally destroy it. So we've grabbed the pod, and now for the second stage, it's not it wasn't a straight flight to get to this tunnel, but now you're there, you've got to learn to deal now with the gravity. One of the things that's so impressive with this game is the physics, where you have the pod, when it's connected, you're acting like a weight. So it's like a pendulum, and you can see it swinging about as you're turning. And that, of course, will become very hectic when you see as we come into this third stage. And I believe there's 8 levels before it flips over, and there's a few more crazy challenges. I've never made it past. This is actually take 2, and in take 1, I actually managed to make it to level 5, and I think it's the first time I've ever done it. I mean, I don't play as much on the C64 mainly because of the key controls. It tends to give you a bit of a sore hand after a while, sadly. On the flip side, I have actually played the Electron version a bit, and on real hardware. I've been lucky to do that, and this C64 conversion is really tight. It's just as good as smooth, if not more so, than the Electron. It's actually got color. The Electron version doesn't. It's basically one color through the entire level. And of course, it's got that amazing Rob Hubbard music, which you heard on the title screen, or, well, some of. And of course, the BBC version is in color like this, and probably scrolls a little smooth because the machine's just that much faster. Okay, now we're coming down to the pod. Let's grab it. Now this third stage is hard because the passage snakes, so you've actually got to rely on. And of course, it becomes even harder because the pod itself, if you let the pod hit the wall, so the pod is actually very sensitive things. If you accidentally shoot the pod, it'll blow up and take you with it. If you crash into the wall, you die, lose a life. And if the pod crashes into a wall, it'll drag you in. So you've got to be very careful. Lucky that I've got a bit of a surplus fuel-wise at the moment from this stage. Even after accidentally shooting that tank. I really love just the physics, the way that the... No! Oh! Oh, okay. I thought I had it there. Alright. Where the pod clipped through, I thought I had it there, but I didn't. Now this is stage 4. Now this one is a devious stage. I've only managed to finish it a couple of times. Yeah. I mean, as much as I wish this game was playable for joystick, I can understand why it wouldn't work. Curses. Just because you need to be able to shoot and thrust and hold your shield down simultaneously, and that just isn't the case here when you're using... I sometimes I really wish it would have like a little thrust animation for just seeing that your ship had thrust applied. Alright, trick with this stage now is the gates. You've got to open the gate, fly through. Curses. Alright, let's do that. At least there's a respawn point. I do like that there's respawn points. That's just bad flying. There are respawn points, which I really like. I would have hated to have done that third stage without... This is utterly terrible. I've completely fallen apart just getting through this stage. Alright. Let's have another shot. Hopefully I can actually try and finish level 4 this time. But yeah, so complaints. I would love joystick support, but I can see why it wouldn't be feasible. And I wish I could have the music turned on in-game. I know there's an actual cracked version where someone actually did that. But, you know, the rules of the channel, I usually try to play off an original version for the sake of accuracy. Unless, you know, I don't like the defaced, I don't like things being defaced, you know, which is technically what a lot of crackers, at least back in the day, will do. I think it's not as bad now for the oldie crackers doing stuff. Groups like Nostalgia, where they're significantly enhancing original games. The example of which is, of course, Commando Arcade, which I should do a play of at some stage. But okay, so we've got the okay. Yeah, one downside of playing on hardware is simply the crispness of these graphics is just lost a little over the composite signal. It makes me sad that the C64 can never output RGB, unlike some of the other micros. Alright, that's probably enough shots for now. Enough to just... I'm shooting terrible today. Sometimes you walk right into a shot. Okay. Let's get it. Oops. Okay, let's come down. So, I actually never got to play this back in the day. It was actually, I discovered it when I was going through a lot of emulator stuff and, you know, discovering a lot of what games I missed because of when I was involved with Evolve Space, and it's one that has grown on me. I mean, actually that's not the way of putting it. It's one that I've just been impressed with from day one. I mean, I've always been a sucker for these vector graphics, or faux vector graphics like they are. I believe they are here, I'm not sure exactly. Oh! As you can see, the pod hit the ground, and it clipped me. Luckily, I actually get a checkpoint where it actually was already, where I didn't have to pick it up, which was nice. Okay. Now, it can be said, you don't actually need to... You can actually flee the planet without destroying the reactor. You don't get as many bonus points. And I believe you can actually destroy the planet without collecting the pod. And again, you won't get as many bonus points for that. Merciful Stage 4. Yeah, this second round I'm not doing as well. Okay. You definitely don't want to be trying to fly with turrets on the way up when you've got the pod. Okay, through the gap, through the gap, through the gap, through the gap, through the gap. Okay, take the gun, take the gun. Nice. Okay, back. Wasn't on fast enough on the shields. Okay, ooh. As you can see, the door's closed. Let's open it. I said, let's open it. No, 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 no. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. That was so very close. And we're done for. Well, there we go. That's Thrust. That is an utterly amazing game. It's incredibly well put together, incredibly slick controls, some excellent music, which is underused, and a very nice implementation of a concept. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for subscribing. If you did enjoy this, leave a thumbs up. Otherwise, I will catch you on the next one.